Hey you guys, good morning. It is 9:30 in the morning. It's probably not morning where you are, but it's morning here and the sun is actually out for once. So that's making me happy. First up, if you're hearing noise in the background, I'm going to do my best to try and edit that out. But I have people home today because apparently it's the season where you get things like pneumonia that just doesn't want to go away. I am very, very grateful that I am not sick right now. Thank goodness. But I do need to put on some makeup because I've got some stuff to do today. And by stuff to do, I mean that I'm probably gonna try and take a photo or, walk outside of my house at some point. Because I'm feeling just a little drawn just because I'm tired. We're going to throw some makeup on today and I figured you guys could just kind of hang out with me. I'm doing a very, very neutral, natural look today. This look is really good for if you need to be on camera. This is good for family photos. Anything where you just want to look yourself, but better, but not too over the top, not too glam. Very simple. Okay, so first up, my skin is already moisturized and ready to go. I have some moisturizers and oils on my skin. I'm really trying to baby it because it was like 7 degrees out this morning. And that's Fahrenheit, not Celsius. 7 degrees. I hate winter. Why do I live in Ohio? Okay, so to add just a little bit more light to my face, I'm grabbing the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, mostly because I just want my skin to look very, very dewy today. You only need a little bit of this. Honestly, if you get a sample of this, like in a play box or something, this stuff lasts forever. I love it. And yes, I know my skin is going to look so sparkly, but it won't look that way once I have my foundation on. So I'm not sure when this video is going up just because I think I have one film that's ready to go up and then I'm filming 2 today. The other reason for doing my makeup. The only thing I don't like about this is it leaves your hands so sparkly after you apply it, so you have to go in and clean. All right, so for foundation today, I'm going with the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil. I am pretty sure that this is not what was breaking me out during that phase where I thought that everything was breaking me out. I think it's just totally random. I think my body just decides whether to behave or to explode. So just pop some on the back of my hand. Now this is pretty light coverage. So when I use this, I tend to use just a bit more concealer. If I have any redness, acne scars, anything like that going on, because this is really light coverage foundation. See how it doesn't cover up like that big spot I have right there, but it just kind of smooths everything out. So like I was saying before, I'm not sure when this video is going to come out, but I'm filming this on what's today's date? It's the 12th, and my tree is still not decorated. Still. It's up. It's pretty. I was joking with my husband last night for the few minutes we had before we passed out. I was like, maybe I'll just leave it the way it is and we'll do a whole minimalist Christmas thing this year and just leave the tree undecorated. I don't think that'll fly, but it was worth a shot. There we go. And I'm just building up the coverage on my jawline area just because, again, that's where I tend to have the most breakouts. All right, for concealer, I'm using my baby. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. We're gonna pop just a little bit underneath my eyes. My dark circles actually aren't that bad today, but we're gonna put some there, some there, just a smidge there, tiny bit there. And I start by just going all the places where I am just wanting an extra layer of coverage. But if I have like a super bad spot like that, I will let that concealer sit there for a little bit, 30 seconds usually to a minute, while I blend in the rest of my concealer. And I'm not going to set any of this today because I want my skin extra dewy, but I just go in and blend out that little bit and see how much better it covers if you just let it sit. Like, I wish I had known that in middle school when my face was just like covered with acne. It was so bad. Not as bad as some kids, I will say that. I was lucky and I didn't get cystic back then, but just it was like my entire forehead. Next up is eyebrows because yeah, I need to have eyebrows on my face. I haven't even decided what I'm doing my eyebrows with today. Let's go simple. Since we're doing a really light makeup look, I'm going with my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 2.5. This is a very light brow pencil. It's probably the closest one I have that matches the color of my actual brow hairs rather than matching like my natural hair color or how dark I usually like my brows. So I did make some progress on the Christmas shopping front, thankfully. I have a few of the gifts for family members taken care of. Thank goodness. Certain members of our family are really, really hard to buy for, so I think I did okay this year. But I have those purchased and wrapped already, which is excellent. I'm like, yay! I'm somewhat ahead of where I was last year, where I was like wrapping like everything 2 days before Christmas. So I'm just going to use the little spoolie and fluff those out just a teensy bit. And I'm not going to set those either. Don't worry, once they dry down, this pencil will stay in place, so I don't have to worry about my brows like disappearing throughout the day. My skin's doing pretty good, but it's still a little tacky, so we're gonna let that set for another few minutes before I do the rest of my skin. But let's move on to the eyes. I'm gonna use the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. By the way, if I sound a little slow this morning, it's because I'm only like halfway through my first cup of coffee, and we all know that I cannot speak like a normal human being until I'm at least on my second cup of coffee or it's 11 a.m., whichever one comes first. Yay, primed eyes. So today I'm actually bringing out a palette I used a lot last December, and that's this. This is the Smashbox Full Exposure palette. I think this is one of my favorite palettes as far as a super quick, easy, don't think about it neutral look, because literally on this side you have warm neutrals and on this side you have cool neutrals, and that's it. And then you've got the shimmers. Like, it's perfect. I did a look last year that was all using the warm neutrals, and it was just a really soft glam eye that took like 5 minutes to do. And I wore it like all winter because it was so fast and easy. So I don't know if I'm doing that today or what, but we're just going to kind of play a little bit. I'm just going in with a little bit of concealer just to hide that vein a bit, because it's the vein that comes down from my forehead and it likes to show up when I'm stressed. That's the bad thing about getting so pale during the summer, is like you can see every single vein in my face. I mean, technically in some countries it's considered a good thing because your skin's translucent. So that's like a bonus, but at the same time it's like, it's not smooth. But all right, I'm going in with this shade right here. I'm gonna grab a slightly larger brush and grab a little bit more of that middle shade and just, I need it just a little more diffused. The smaller brush is great for like super detailed, colorful looks, but when I want something super just neutral, I like working with bigger brushes. All right, and I'm going to take this shade right here. Kind of a, I don't know, these shades don't have names, so this is beige. A really light pinky beige, I guess. I don't know, I can describe like normal colors all day long, but when it comes to neutrals, I'm like, it's beige, it's tan, it looks like the walls in my house. I don't know. See, it just added a tiny bit of definition in my eye. I didn't really want anything too harsh or strong at all on my eyes today. A lot of times I do like that, but sometimes I just want, you know, when you look at someone and you see that their makeup looks really fresh and they look fresh and clean and healthy, that's kind of what I'm going for today. And sometimes when you go with too heavy of an eye look, it can have the opposite effect. So I'm going to curl my lashes really quick. Let's be honest, I always say really quick, but it takes me like probably a good 20 to 30 seconds to curl my eyelashes. All right, and for liner today, I'm actually going in with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Whiskey. This is a beautiful brown shade. I'm just going to do my upper waterline with this. I love this technique because you can see the difference on how much more my eye pops, but at the same time, it doesn't look like I have liner on. It just looks like a thicker lash. And also, this is the best pencil for doing that with because it doesn't get on my contacts. Once it dries, it won't transfer. It's just awesome. Now, before it sets, it will transfer a little under your lower lash line. So if that bugs you, you can just take a Q-tip and clean it up. But I don't mind it as long as it just stays in the outer corner. Also, it will smear all over your eyelash curler, which is why I curl my eyelashes beforehand. All right, Revlon Volumizing. I'm wearing my hair in a high ponytail for the first time in like forever because my hair is finally long enough to stay up in one, and all these little flippies are driving me nuts. What do you do when you wear your hair in a high ponytail? You've got all those little freaking baby hairs. Do you, like, I've seen people who will like shellac them back, which is what I usually do, or people who will just pull them all forward and down and just let them kind of chill. I don't know, what do you guys like better? Like, what do you do? Because I have no idea half the time what to do. And typically if I shellac them into place, then they'll like spring up and just stand up like horns. And I'm like, well, that's not very cute halfway through the day. And there's like nothing I can do to fix it while I'm out. Suggestions, please. This mascara is finally getting to the point where it's just about too old to use. So you can see it's like skipping a little bit when I apply it. The formula is drying out a bit more than the typical dry formula that I like. And I have to work just a little bit more to get my lashes built up. All right, I'm not going to put anything on my lower lash line today at all. But I am going in with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. Now that my skin has set, still a little bit tacky, but not too bad. I've been bronzing fairly consistently just because I like the way it looks better in photos, which is weird because for a while it was making me look too gaunt. And now it's like, oh, my face needs to have bronzer on it because otherwise I look like a snowman. I don't full on like contour my nose or my face really. I just like to go in and just add a little bit of definition, especially when the way sun hits in the winter and the way lights hit in the winter are a little more flat than they do during the summer, if that makes sense, just from the way the sun's angle is, general lighting, things like that. So I do tend to change my makeup quite a bit in the winter. I'm going in with Tarte's Party, which I'm probably going to either cry or buy a full size when I run out of this because it's just so pretty. I love this blush so much. And my magical highlight brush and Becca Champagne Pop. I know I've been doing the same face look for like a couple months now, but it's pretty much what works. Like I can take any foundation and use that bronzer, blush, and highlight over it, and it looks amazing. And then for lips, I want to keep them pretty simple today, so I'm just using the Kylie Jenner lip pencil in Bare. When I first got this shade, it was way too light for where my skin tone was at that point. But now that it's winter and I've pretty much gone vampire pale, it's matching really well. So even if you're super pale, this may not be a good summer neutral, but I love it during the winter. And then I'm going to top this with the Sephora Ultra Shine Lip Gel, and this one is in the shade 04 Perfect Nude. Alright, you guys, and here is the finished look. This only took about, minus my talking, with talking it took about 20 minutes to do. Once you take away my talking, like if I wasn't explaining it, this whole look probably takes about 10 minutes to do, roughly. So it's really fast, really easy, completely office appropriate. If you have an office, it's great for family events, things like that. Any place where you might get looked at a little sideways for wearing, you know, bright purple eyeshadow. This is a very clean look as well. So if you're feeling sick, if you're feeling like really crappy and you need to look okay that day, this is another way to pull that off. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little get ready with me. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post several times a week, as often as I can, and you guys can also keep up with me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm pretty much everywhere. All the links for those are down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.